The social hierarchy. Most people spend their entire lives trying to climb it, fighting for position, seeking validation from others. But what if I told you there's an archetype that operates entirely outside this system? Not above it, not below it, completely separate from it. Today we're dissecting the Sigma female, the archetype that psychology forgot to name, but that exists in plain sight. We'll examine how she differs from every other female archetype, why she's often misunderstood, and why understanding these differences matters more than you might think. This isn't about labels or boxes. This is about understanding patterns of behavior that shape how people navigate the world. Some will find this uncomfortable. Others will finally feel seen. Let's begin. Defining the Sigma female. The Sigma female doesn't fit traditional social classifications because she wasn't designed to. While other archetypes define themselves through their relationship to the social hierarchy, the Sigma operates from a fundamentally different paradigm. She's not antisocial. She's selectively social. She's not avoiding the hierarchy because she can't compete. She's rejecting it because she finds the entire premise irrelevant to her goals. Think of her as the female equivalent of the Sigma male, but with crucial differences shaped by how society treats women differently. Where a Sigma male might withdraw from competition, a Sigma female often has to actively resist society's attempts to force her into predefined roles. She values competence over consensus, authenticity over approval, progress over popularity. This creates a unique psychological profile. She's simultaneously confident and questioning, independent, yet capable of deep connection, ambitious but not in ways others typically recognize. The Sigma female trusts her own judgment above external validation. This isn't arrogance, it's a learned response to realizing that most social feedback is more about the giver than the receiver. Alpha female versus Sigma female. The alpha female and Sigma female are often confused, but they're fundamentally different species operating in the same ecosystem. The alpha female thrives within the hierarchy. She wants to lead it, shape it, dominate it. Her confidence comes from external recognition of her position. She's competitive by nature, strategic in her relationships, and highly attuned to social dynamics because they're her tools of influence. The alpha female says, "I will rise to the top of this system." The Sigma female says, "What system?" Where the alpha seeks leadership roles, the Sigma seeks autonomy. Where the alpha builds networks for influence, the Sigma builds connections for genuine value exchange. The alpha female's self-worth is partially tied to her position relative to others. The Sigma's self-worth comes from internal metrics, her own standards, growth, and integrity. In a boardroom, the alpha female commands attention through presence and authority. The Sigma female influences through competence and insight, often from positions that don't require traditional leadership titles. The alpha needs followers to validate her leadership. The Sigma doesn't want followers. She wants collaborators or to be left alone to execute her vision. This creates different stress patterns. Alphas stress about losing position. Sigmas stress about losing autonomy. Neither approach is superior. They're solving different problems in life. Beta, female, versus Sigma, female. The beta female operates as the system's supporter. She finds security and purpose in helping others succeed, often at the expense of her own ambitions. She's relationship-focused, empathetic, and gains satisfaction from harmony and collective success. The beta female asks, "How can I support the people I care about?" The Sigma female asks, "How can I become the person I'm meant to be?" This isn't about one being better than the other. It's about different core drives. The beta finds fulfillment through external contribution and tends to define herself through her relationships and roles: mother, wife, friend, colleague. The Sigma defines herself through her own evolution and contributions to causes or fields she considers meaningful, regardless of social recognition. In conflict, the Beta seeks resolution and compromise. The Sigma seeks truth and authentic solutions, even if they're uncomfortable. The Beta female might sacrifice her career for family harmony. The Sigma might sacrifice social approval for personal growth. Both make sense within their value systems. Here's where it gets interesting. Society often rewards Beta behavior in women while simultaneously undervaluing it. The Sigma's behavior is often punished socially, but can lead to unique forms of success that traditional metrics don't capture. The Beta female gains energy from helping others flourish. The Sigma gains energy from personal mastery and authentic expression. Omega female versus Sigma female. The Omega female sits at the bottom of the social hierarchy, often isolated not by choice but by circumstance. She may struggle with social skills, confidence, or fitting into conventional frameworks. The key difference: the Omega female wants acceptance, but doesn't know how to achieve it. The Sigma female has figured out she doesn't need it. The Omega's isolation is often painful and involuntary. The Sigma's solitude is chosen and energizing. This distinction matters because society often lumps them together as loners or antisocial, missing the fundamental difference in motivation and capability. The Omega female might avoid social situations due to anxiety or past rejection. The Sigma female evaluates social situations based on their value and opts out of those that don't serve her purposes. The Omega often has underdeveloped social skills. The Sigma has highly developed social intelligence, but uses it selectively. In terms of self-perception, the Omega frequently struggles with self-worth. The Sigma has generally resolved her relationship with her own value and doesn't require external validation to maintain it. The Omega female wants to climb the hierarchy, but feels blocked. The Sigma female has recognized that her goals exist outside the hierarchy entirely. Understanding this difference is crucial because the solutions for Omega and Sigma challenges are completely different. The Sigma advantage. The Sigma female's outsider status creates unique advantages that other archetypes often lack. First, clarity. Because she's not seeking approval, she can see situations more objectively. She's not filtering information through "what will people think" or "how does this affect my position?" This leads to better decision-making in complex situations. Second, adaptability. Without a fixed position to defend in the social hierarchy, she can pivot faster when circumstances change. She's not tied to strategies that worked in the past if they're not working now. Third, authenticity. The Sigma female has generally done the work of understanding who she is, separate from who others want her to be. This creates a stable sense of self that doesn't require constant maintenance through external validation. Fourth, selective relationships. Because she's not collecting relationships for status or security, her connections tend to be deeper and more genuine. Quality over quantity isn't just a preference, it's a natural result of her approach. Fifth, innovative thinking. Operating outside conventional frameworks often leads to unconventional solutions. Many breakthrough ideas come from people who weren't trying to work within existing systems. The Sigma female often excels in fields that reward independent thinking, entrepreneurship, creative work, research, consulting, or any area where results matter more than politics. However, these advantages come with costs. The Sigma challenge. The Sigma female's greatest strength, her independence, is also her greatest challenge in a world designed around social cooperation and hierarchy. She may struggle in traditional corporate environments where playing politics is as important as performance. Her direct communication style can be misinterpreted as aggressive or antisocial. Her selective social engagement can be seen as arrogance or unfriendliness. The Sigma female often faces unique forms of social punishment. Society has clear boxes for women: the nurturing beta, the ambitious alpha, even the quirky omega. But a woman who simply opts out, that's threatening to people whose identity depends on the system she's rejecting. She may be labeled as difficult, cold, or antisocial when she's simply operating from different values. This can create professional and personal challenges that other archetypes don't face. There's also the relationship challenge. Finding compatible partners requires finding someone who appreciates independence rather than feeling threatened by it. Many potential partners expect women to seek their validation or approval. The Sigma female's self-sufficiency can be attractive initially, but challenging long-term for partners who define their value through being needed. Loneliness is another factor, but it's different from omega loneliness. The Sigma female may feel isolated not because she can't connect, but because few people operate on her wavelength. Quality connections require finding other people who value depth over breadth, authenticity over harmony, and growth over comfort. The Sigma female must also guard against becoming too isolated. While independence is her strength, complete isolation can lead to blind spots and missed opportunities for meaningful collaboration. Recognition and evolution. If you recognize yourself as a Sigma female, understand that this awareness is just the beginning. The goal isn't to remain fixed in this archetype, but to understand how to leverage its strengths while mitigating its challenges. Develop what I call social fluency, the ability to operate effectively in different social contexts without losing your core identity. This isn't about changing who you are. It's about expanding your toolkit. Learn to communicate your boundaries clearly, but not defensively. People often respond better to, "I work best independently on this project," than to what they perceive as rejection of collaboration entirely. Find your tribe. Other Sigma females exist, as do people from different archetypes who appreciate what you bring. The key is being selective, not isolated. Consider mentoring. Your outside perspective can be invaluable to others, navigating the systems you've learned to work around. This can provide meaning and connection without requiring you to operate within traditional frameworks. For those who aren't Sigma females but recognize them in your life, understand that they're not rejecting you personally when they decline social invitations or work differently than you expect. They're optimizing for different outcomes. The Sigma female's value to any group, organization, or society lies in her ability to see what others miss, to question what others assume, and to find solutions others won't consider. The Sigma female isn't better or worse than other archetypes. She's different, and in a world that often demands conformity, that difference can be both a superpower and a burden. Understanding these distinctions isn't about putting people in boxes. It's about recognizing that people have different operating systems. What works for an alpha female won't work for a Sigma. What fulfills a beta female might drain a Sigma. The goal is alignment, understanding your natural patterns and structuring your life to support rather than fight them. Whether you're a Sigma female or someone trying to understand one, remember this: authenticity isn't selfish when it leads to more effective contribution. And sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is refuse to play games that don't serve your highest values. The hierarchy will always exist, but you don't have to live your life according to its rules. Choose wisely.